sir. And your attorney, Mr. West, is here. Are you Brandon Jamal
Yes, sir.
Bonton? Here in two cases, 23 CR 947, there's a motion to revoke probation, and there's 23 CR 1811, a new case. Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that any statements you make during this hearing will be the truth, the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Lower your hand, sir. There's a motion to revoke probation here. Does the defendant waive a formal reading of this? Can we proceed in summary?
We can,
All right, in summary, this motion to revoke probation states that on September 11th last year, you were sentenced to 5 years in prison in this court, probated for 10 years for assault on a peace officer, a second-degree felony. Is that true?
Yes, that's true.
Number one violation states you committed the offense of criminal trespass on or about September 16th in Jefferson County, Texas. Is that true or untrue?
Nah, that's
That's
I'm say true. This is a trespass, and I've been here 11 months. I take that. I ain't true.
Okay, let me explain. Okay.
Nah, I ain't violating. I wasn't even trespassing. I got FBI microchips in my left hand. You know what I'm saying? I ain't a
So,
right side.
Hold on.
Is it true or not true that you were trespassing?
It's not true.
Okay, that's all you got.
That's all you got to say.
They catch me on the stove.
That's what I say. I'm putting untrue here
Yes.
on your behalf. Number two, it says you committed the offense of public intoxication on or about September 23rd, 2023 in Jefferson County, Texas. Is that true or untrue?
It's untrue.
Three, on September 27th, that would be 4 days later, in Jefferson County, Texas, this states you committed the offense of evading arrest with a previous conviction of evading arrest. Is that true or untrue?
That's when they caught. That's when they put up at the court.
Is that true or
I
untrue?
said, can I explain myself?
No, just first of all, is it true or untrue? If
That's
it's-
untrue.
Okay, that's all we need. They gotta, it's up to them to prove it.
Yes, sir.
You don't have to prove your innocence. 4, you failed to report to the Jefferson County Probation Office for the months of September 23. Is that true or untrue?
That's true.
Why?
Because I got FBI microchips in my left leg on the left side of my left knee, the one on the side of my right. I ain't a hoe. I had surgery at St. Mary's after that shooting with Ernest Charles. Marshall was my lawyer.
Wait. Why did that prevent you from going to check in with?
Actually,
Hold on, let me finish. Why did that prevent you from going to probation office to check in?
And nothing prevented me. I just didn't go because they didn't have me on. I never assaulted a judge or a peace officer at the hospital. They gave me a shot in my arm with an injection. I was just coming in. I was asking for a reinstatement today. I can't go to prison, and I've been working with prime tips. I ain't looking for no protection. I ain't putting on no FBI uniform. I'm going back to the streets. I know my rights. I got the freedom of speech, and I can represent myself. That's the case. But when they tell me to calm down, John Stevenson, they take advantage of it.
Some people
They want
do
to bring
that.
me in when my breath is taken. You know what I'm saying?
Some
I can't
people,
breathe.
In your honor, we're abandoning allegation number 2, but the others are all ready.
I apologize if I interrupted anybody. My name is Brandon Jamal.
over here, sir, over here. This is where the action is, right up
We got
here.
to find out.
Okay. Here's the document that's got your signature on it when we put you on probation the first time, right there. See it?
Yes, sir.
I have received a copy of this order. I agree to follow all conditions imposed upon me. And I know that this community supervision can be revoked for any violation. Signed, there you are, Brandon Bonton. Now, let's get to it.
Yes, sir.
Report as directed. Number 4, report as directed by your community supervision officer, your probation officer, and obey all rules and regulations of the probation office. All right. One of the requirements is you report regularly, monthly, to the probation office. Why didn't you do that? You didn't want to?
Man, I wanted to, man, but look, I was at the time. Can I explain myself? Do I have enough time to?
Go ahead.
Around that time, I was using drugs, man, since 2011, since that shooting, since the aggravated assault, was a capital murder charge, really, but he survived. So I got charged with aggravated robbery. Ever since then, they gave me hydrocodone after the surgery. So it trapped me and it sucked me into a lifestyle, into the belly of the beast. You know what I'm saying? And so I had to admit everything I did when I got locked up this last time in April 17, 2023. I admitted everything since pre-K that I seen, heard, and did.
Where were you
as
getting?
far as illegal activities and everything.
All right, hold on. Where were you getting the drugs while you were on this court's supervision?
And I was getting it from the streets, man. The pot.
Right.
BJ 7
Hold on.
street store.
Order condition number 10 of the probation order that you signed. Number 10, do not use or possess any drug. Uh-oh. So you're admitting you did that too?
I did the drugs, George, dude. I didn't get tested though. I didn't get tested. I didn't fail no you wait. I'm being honest. But I'm done with drugs. That's why I had to meet. I got FBI microchips in my left knee. They can't be removed. I had surgery, 35 staples.
Okay.
My daddy bound Jamal Bernard, he 36.
Everybody have a seat. Let's go ahead, state. You can call your first witness. Go ahead. We're gonna have a hearing here.
They would call Aaron Taylor.
Now we're going to testify on all the information I
Sir,
started.
if you keep making outbursts,
Brandon.
if you keep making outbursts, if you keep making outbursts, we will put you in the back and you will listen.
Yes, sir.
Don't do that. That's rude. Come on up. Thank you. Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you are about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God.
Yes.
Please have a seat. Thank you.
Please state your name for the record.
Aaron Taylor,
And Mr. Taylor, where do you currently work at?
Port Police Department,
And how long you been employed there?
7 years.
Okay, and were you working there on September 27th, 2023?
I was, Mr.
And were you dispatched to the Sunshine Grocery Store there at 640 Stadium?
Yes,
And what was that in reference to?
it was a disturbance involving a shirtless male bag outside the school.
Okay. So when you arrived there on scene, what did you observe?
I saw the shirtless male black walking across the street to the car wash, and I went to detain him.
Okay. And do you see him in the courtroom here today?
Yes, sir, I do. He's in the red jumpsuit.
Okay. Your Honor, I'd ask that the record reflect that the witness identified the defendant.
Yes, it will.
Okay, and you saw that individual and you attempted to detain him, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, you've been called out there. Was that in regards to a criminal trespass?
Yes, sir. The complaint stated that he had been previously trespassed and that he was called to disturbance at that time as well.
Okay. Did you were you able to look up and confirm that he in fact was criminally trespassed from that premises?
Yes, sir. Our dispatch confirmed this.
Now, you got there on scene. You saw the defendant. What happened at that point?
I just briefly spoke with the defendant, and then I learned that he had an outstanding arrest warrant for criminal trespass.
And so at that point, what did you attempt?
I went to attempted placement handcuffs to arrest him for the warrant.
Okay. And did he comply with that?
No, sir, did not.
What happened when you attempted to place him in handcuffs?
He pulled away. There was a brief struggle. I attempted to get him back under control. He broke free of my grip and then he ran north towards 7th Street.
And was he in fact able to kind of get away from you at that point?
Yes, sir, he was. I attempted to deploy a taser. That was unsuccessful. And as I was chasing him, he kept yelling, I wasn't gonna take him to jail.
And did you keep searching for him?
Yes, sir. We searched about 30 to 40 minutes, if I recall.
And were you able to locate him?
Yes, sir. Eventually we located him in 700 block of Stadium Road.
And were you able to identify that individual?
Yes.
And what was his name?
Brandon Bond.
Showing you was marked the State's Exhibit 1. You recognize this?
Yes, sir.
And it is, what is that?
It's body camera video, patrol car video,
And that's from your body cam?
Yes.
And was that made on a device capable of accurately recording the events on that day?
Yes,
How much time?
And were the events and the voices all accurately copied?
Yes.
Your Honor, off the state's exhibit one, and if no objection from the defense, I ask the public to report.
No objection, Your Honor.
It's admitted. Let me just get something straight here, based upon this motion. I see number 3 states the defendant committed the offense of evading arrest or detention on or about September 27th, 2023.
Yes, sir.
Is this what we're talking about?
Yes, sir.
That day? Okay, there's number 1 states he committed the offense of criminal trespass on or about September 16th of 2023.
Yes, sir. That's a separate incident.
That's 11 days before.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we're not, when the witness is talking about a criminal trespass, what day are we talking about? The 27th?
Yes, sir.
September? Okay, so he's.
He
we're
previously
really
had
talking
one.
about
Yes, sir.
more than one criminal trespassing here in this.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and it's inferred, number 3, in the process of criminal trespassing, then when the officer intends to arrest the defendant, it's alleged he evaded arrest.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay, and that's what we're gonna see.
Yes, sir.
And so where is the Sunshine Grocery located in regards to where you're at right now?
It's immediately to the right of this view, directly across the street.
Okay, and is that where you observed him coming from over there?
Yes, sir.
And that's where you received the call from?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now you're stopping him. What is this location? It looks like a car, is that a car
This is
wash?
Mike's Car Wash at 655 Stadium's right across the street.
At that point, that he just approaches your vehicle? Did you
Yes,
call
sir.
him over there or anything?
I did, yes, sir.
Is your audio on?
Yes, sir. This is we're outside the vehicle talking, so this is the dash cam.
Okay, you don't have.
I do, yes, sir.
Yes, Your Honor, but it's the body cam was kind of blocked on that where you couldn't see it. You can see everything on the actual video in a few, probably a minute or so. And what's going on right here?
This is where I'm attempting to arrest him for his outstanding warrant.
Nah, it was one guy. You was the only one at the scene right there, man.
One more time and you will be in the back and you will have to listen. In the back, please don't say it, don't make an outburst again, that's rude and it's against the rules.
And is that the defendant running there across the road?
Yes, sir.
And did you in fact attempt to try and tase him at that point?
I did, yes, sir.
And that was unsuccessful?
That's certainly, yes, sir.
Now he runs and gets away from you right there. You said that Officer Lopez was able to locate him nearby?
Yes, sir. It was about 30 minutes later.
Okay. And did you ultimately place him in the back of your patrol unit there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And took him to jail?
Yeah.
And did you arrest him for the evading with the previous conviction?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Pass the witness, Your Honor.
When you got to the scene and you made contact with the individual, how'd you identify that it was Brandon Bonton?
I've dealt with him numerous times over the years. I've talked with him and his family. I was familiar with him. I just recognize him.
Okay, so you didn't ID him with a driver's license or identification card?
No, sir.
Did he have any of that?
No, sir. I don't recall.
Did you ask him for that?
No, sir.
Okay, all right. And how did, and then so you ran and to see if he had a trespass warning from that grocery store, is that correct? Or that convenience store?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. And why were you called out there? Was that the reason why you were called out there?
Yes, sir. The clerk called that he was wrong, almost alleged to cause disturbance out there. And they stated they want off the properties, even previously issued a criminal trespass warning for that location.
Okay. Did you see him actually on that property when you were driving up?
Yes, sir. It's not, I don't think it's visible on here, but there's a light a couple blocks away as I'm turning. I can see him walking off the property, crossing the street.
Okay. That's what, Sean.
I have no further questions, Your Honor.
And there's, we're talking about this man right there in the
Yes.
red jumpsuit.
Yes,
Is this man released?
Yes, Your Honor.
You're excused, sir. Thank you. Next, please.
State would call Johan Nakeo.
Are you moving State's Exhibit 1 into evidence?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any objection?
No, no objection.
It's admitted. Thank you.
Please state your name for the record.
Raise your right hand. You solemnly swear or affirm any statement you make today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. Lower your hand. Go ahead.
And how are you presently employed?
yes,
Where are you presently employed at?
for police department,
How long you been employed there?
a year, 3 months.
Okay. Were you working on the date of September 16th, 2023?
Yes.
Okay. And did you get a call in reference to respond to the raceway there at Twin City Highway?
Yes.
And what was that in reference to?
On the subject on property.
Okay. Now, when you got there, what did you observe?
Spoke with the clerk, the advisor was in male black in the parking lot, wearing white shirt, black pants. That's outside. Observed. Male black, the white shirt, black pants, enter a passenger car. And I went up to him and approached him.
Okay. And when you approached him, what happened at that point?
Due to previous encounters, I recognized the subject to be Brandon Bonton. So I had detained him, I advised him to go out and sit on the curb.
And when you advised him to get on the curb, what'd you do at that point?
So I had his information already, asked for his date of birth, I provided dispatch with that information. I then advised this, check to see if he been trespass warned from that property previously, and they later advised me that he was.
So you're able to confirm that he was in fact trespassed from that property?
Yes.
Okay. And do you see Mr. Bonton in the courtroom here today?
Yes.
And could you please point to him and describe what he's wearing?
Overall,
Your Honor, I'd ask that the record reflect that the witness identified the defendant.
Yes, it will.
And when you found out that we're able to confirm that he had a trespass warning, did you arrest him?
yes,
I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
Why were you called out to this scene?
the police department, so no on subject on property.
Okay, okay. So someone was there, they didn't want on the property, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and you detained Mr., what you said, my client, he matched the description of the person they were looking for? Okay, how did you identify who he was?
That was my previous counsel, who gave me Mr. Bonton.
Okay, so you didn't check his driver's license or identification, anything like that? Okay, and then you were determined that he was trespass warrant from this location?
Yes. After I provided this.
Okay. Okay, and what information did you have to provide to dispatch?
First name, last name, and the date.
And you knew the date of birth?
No, sir, I asked him for.
That's what it is.
Had you dealt with Mr. Bonton on few or many occasions?
Thank you.
Okay. But were you familiar with him?
Yes.
Okay. I have nothing further, Your Honor.
Can this man be excused?
Yes, Your Honor.
You are excused, sir. Thank you. Next, please.
they would call Alex Hill.
Raise your right hand, sir. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you are about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help us God? Thank you. Let's go ahead.
Please state your name for the record.
Alex Hill,
All right, Mr. Hill, where do you currently work at?
Jefferson County.
And as part of your duties there, the probation office, are you required to oversee individuals who are placed on probation in this county? Okay. And as part of your caseload, were you assigned Brandon Bonton? Okay. And do you see Mr. Bonton here in the courtroom today?
I do.
And could you please point to him, describe what he's wearing?
These gentlemen in the red jumps.
Your Honor, I'd ask that the record reflect the witness identified the defendant.
Yes, it would.
Now, when was he placed on probation on September 11th, 2023 for assault on a peace officer? Okay. And so that's on September 11th. Did he ever come in and report?
No, sir.
And then that's part of his condition to probation is to come in and report?
It is.
Okay. And in fact, that's condition number 4, required to report. Now, he was arrested. He arrested on September 16th. That's 5 days after he was placed on probation for criminal trespass. Was he also then arrested on September 23rd for public intoxication? And then on September 27th for evading arrest with previous conviction?
Correct.
As a result of those
Hold on.
arrests,
Hold on. I guess that's all 2023.
yes, Your Honor, I'm sorry. Thank you for that. Those were all in 2023?
Yes.
Okay. So they're all in the same month as he was placed on probation? Did he ever have a chance to then come in and report to you at that point?
He was out of custody for several days during the month.
And did he ever report?
No, he did not.
And since the last arrest on September 27th, 2023, has the defendant been in custody since that point?
Yes.
I pass the witness.
When was his first time he was supposed to come in to report? Do you remember the date?
He was granted probation on September 11th.
Mhm.
And as that, the court directs me to go immediately to the Beaumont office for an initial intake.
Okay.
He wasn't released from custody until September 15th.
Okay, that was my next question. When was he released? He wasn't released on September 15th, right? So a couple of days later. Now, do y'all go out to the jail to talk to him before they were released?
I-
Okay, well, but somebody from your department, did they go out to talk to him before they were released?
Not that I'm.
Okay, so they're just told as soon as they get out, go to probation. Okay, so he wasn't given a date to go. He was just told to go when he gets out, correct? Okay. So he gets out on the 15th, and on the 16th, he got arrested, correct? Okay, do you know how long he was in jail that first time?
He was released on September 9th.
Okay. Let's look at the calendar here. So he was released on September 19th, and on the 23rd, he went back into to custody, correct? Because he was arrested again. When was he released the second time?
September 20th.
And then he's arrested again on the 27th. So we have so we only have a few days that he wasn't in custody, correct? We have, and let me pull my calendar here so we can see if they're weekend dates. We have released on the 15th. That is a Friday. Would you agree with me if that's what the calendar says?
That's what.
Okay, yeah, okay. And then he was arrested on the 16th, which was the next Saturday. So he didn't have any time there to report to you guys because y'all not open on Saturday, correct? Okay. All right. And then he was released on the 19th, which is a Tuesday. So we had Tuesday, I guess Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and that following Saturday he was arrested. And then he was out one day the next week. So he had 4 potential business days to report. Okay. And he was just told to report when he got out. Was he supposed to report to Beaumont or to report out there? Did it matter?
Initial intake is through One office, but if you were to contact them.
Hold on. I'm gonna fix the record. You asked the question, he was instructed to report when he got out, but I thought you testified immediately upon being released.
Yes,
Or
sir,
was
you're
it-
supposed to report on being released.
Okay.
Pass the witness.
Anything to say?
And Mr. Hill, when an individual is placed on probation, are they given a copy from the Jefferson County Supervision and Correction Department notifying them that they need to immediately report and the address where they're to report to? As well as a phone number to complete their intake process? And they're given a copy of that before they leave the courtroom when they're placed on probation? Beth, what is it?
Do you have something like that for me? That shows he signed that, acknowledged it?
No copy in this file.
Beth, what is it?
Anything else for this witness, John?
No, yes.
All right. Next witness,
Dave Brish, Your Honor.
defense.
Yeah, I'll testify.
Come on now. I believe the defendant has already been placed under oath.
Yes, sir.
So your witness,
Thank you.
All right, Brandon, let's go back to this. You placed on probation on September, I believe, 11th of 23. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you got out on Friday, 9/15/23, correct? A few days later?
Yes, sir.
Okay. But then we have our first alleged incident we have here. They're alleging you trespassed on the 16th. That would have been a Saturday. Do you remember what happened on that date?
And I was at the store. I wasn't trespassing because I'm a trespassing store. When Bob, he worked at 7th Street in Sunrise, he said hair on at the store across the street. My name ran to my point to him. I'm from 486 Davis Street, Trey Deuce. So I wasn't trespassing. So I mean, this is illegal activities going on. So I go out the store, I leave out the store, the laws pulled up. I'm at the car wash, so he brought my name and said no trespass. And I heard that that ain't the first time the laws did that. So this time he grabbed my arm, so I took off running from him. I got away from him.
Okay, hey, hold on a second.
For a minute,
Is that the one that we saw in video a moment ago, or is that the first trespass? I'm talking about the one on the 16th. 2 days
I
after.
remember that, man.
Okay, okay.
So much be going on with my mind. My mind operated straight FBI. You feel me? The biggest gangsters in America. That's who I freedom of speech.
Okay. So you went to jail on the 16th and then you got out on Tuesday, the 19th. Why didn't you report on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday? You had that 1 week that you were out.
Man, I should have reported, like I said, I should have reported. At the end of the day, man, I'm an FBI agent, man, undercover joint, proven forensics. They can't find them on no X-ray, none of that. I got the right to lawsuit right now. Long as these cameras, bro, this audio, man, this ain't no paranoid, schizophrenic, auditory, Michael. I'm not no crackhead, man. I'm a black man. I love white. My little girl ready to break Logan Fonton. I really can't. But I'm gonna say like this: I got the freedom of speech. They told me to testify, but when the gangsters, when I speak up, when they tell me to calm down, they take advantage. They get scared of me.
Okay.
I possess a certain power that I don't even speak on.
Okay.
Because I lose my power. I never trade my prayer for swine. That's what they tell me to do in the Bible, man. I know what vice Lord is, Jesus Christ. It's bigger than that, though, man. He the one taught us how to be a child molester, homie. I feel sorry for the little girl 15 years old that's pregnant for 2 years old, homie. We all been through it. You me and I'm you. Even though we the same, we different colors, man. I'm you too. I'm you. I'm her. I done been a female in my different life, man. Life goes on, brother.
Okay,
But Jeremy Douglas,
Okay.
he shot that 45, split the West
Here's
Dick
what we're gonna do.
2010.
that's enough. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna suspend this hearing. I'm going to ask Dr. Ed Rapon.
I don't need no
license
doctor,
to
man.
decide.
I'm not taking no
You
video.
can get him out of here right
I'm
now.
not taking, man, I don't want my lawyers to my talk, March north, straight up, man. Straight up. Courtroom. Do what the fuck.
All right. All right, I will ask Ed Rapon, Dr. Ed Rapon to analyze the defendant. For the record, of course, it's obvious the defendant is raving on in a hysterical fashion. It is gibberish, it is vulgarity, and it is, of course, it may or may not be part of mental illness that makes him incompetent. He could be mentally ill and competent. He also could be faking it all, like we have seen others do in this court in an attempt to avoid responsibility for wrongdoing. The court, though, has findings that it will make based upon the evidence. Is there any other evidence that anybody wishes to present, state, or?
That was it.
The court finds certainly by a preponderance of the evidence or greater, the evidence that shows that the defendant committed the offense of criminal trespass on or about September 16th, 2023. Also, the offense of evading arrest, whether or not with previous conviction, on or about September 27th, 2023 in Jefferson County, Texas. And even he admits that he failed to report to the Jefferson County Probation Office as required. This says for the months of September, but he did not report at all in September when he obviously admitted he had the opportunity to do so. So those are preliminary findings and conclusions that the court is going to make. And the court does not have any other evidence in this record, in this case, that shows any type of mental illness by this defendant. There's nothing showing apparently that he has in the past raved incoherently like he did, but he certainly, it's obvious when he does not get his way, he exhibits a temper tantrum like a child, like an undisciplined child. And we'll see if that has anything to do with competency or sanity. And we'll ask Dr. Ed Rapon to evaluate the defendant, and we'll hold this in suspense and hold it and continue hearing at a later time upon receipt of the doctor's findings. Okay, that's on Brandon Bonton. We needed that since he's got a new case anyway to determine competency on that new case
I
as
think
well.
that one's filed as a misdemeanor. That was